Okay, welcome to another episode of Most Man. How we doing out there, boys and girls? Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment. Get some comments down there. We are on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia, themostmen.com, jointhemensclub.com, info@themostmen.com. We are also on Rumble. Come on over to Rumble with us. They're not censoring anybody over there. So, join us on Rumble. All right, we've got a special in-studio guest today that, or two actually. We've already done one together, me and Brandon over here, but we've got Jaime Ibanez.
Hey, you said it right.
Yeah, well, I tried to do it right, man. So, Jaime, I'm going to let Jaime introduce himself and everything, and then we'll let Brandon introduce as well. That way, you know, you can, I don't know all your handles and all that, so fire away. Give us all your info, brother.
Good. Yeah, my name's Jaime Ibanez. I'm 23 years old. I was born and raised here in Fort Worth, Texas. You know, I used to stay from Dallas for a while until I started doing social media, and then people started realizing I was from Fort Worth, and they were like, "Hey, you should be proud to be from Fort Worth."
Dang right.
And it's true. So I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and you can find me on social media at Jaime Ibanez on Instagram and YouTube. That's kind of where I'm at all the time. And yeah, I'm 23 years old, and I run a vending machine business ever since I graduated high school, and that's kind of what I'm known for, I guess I should say.
Look in this camera right here if you want to talk to people.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's hard on that screen. This is the first time we've ran that, and it's catching me too.
Okay.
So don't worry about it.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
It's easier for me to talk looking down.
Yeah. All right. So Brandon, introduce yourself, brother.
Brandon Brooks. I own buy sell vending. Well, I'm over here. buysellvending.com and Facebook Vending Marketplace, and also Facebook Vending in Texas. Those are Facebook groups, and we specialize in the vending industry, and who better in our industry to talk about the vending business than Jaime. So I will turn it over to him.
Yeah, you got a really interesting story, man. I mean, I was watching your stuff today before we got all through this, and man, I'm super impressed with you, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna let him tell his story, and but most man moment out there. You need to listen to this guy. This is how you start your early teens out. Okay, this guy. Much respect, man. I'm so serious. It is very impressive what you've done at your age.
Yeah, and it's been hard. But
nothing easy is hard.
No.
I mean, nothing worthwhile is easy. So fire away, man. Tell us how you got started.
So again, I kind of jumped into it right out of high school. I knew when I graduated I wanted to start a business, but I never knew what. You know, just like any other young entrepreneur kid, you always know you want to do something. You probably just don't know what. So what I would do is I would sell chips in school. You know, I was that kid walking around with a bag of chips and selling kits to everybody. At one point, I even had a couple of my friends sell chips for me, and then I would pay them at the end of the week. So I've always liked, entrepreneurial stuff, and I did that. I also worked a part-time job, and I saved up all of my money. Because, again, I knew once I graduated, I was going to start a business. So I didn't waste any money. I saved everything. After I graduated, I think I had like $4,000 or $5,000 saved up, and I was about to jump into real estate, get my license, and go that route. But out of nowhere, I jumped into I came across the vending industry. I think I probably saw like a video, or I think I was looking up like different ways to make money as a teen, and it came up. So I started doing more research, and eventually, I just ended up buying my first machine. I think within like a week or two after finding out about the industry, I bought my first machine on location. It was a combo machine, so you got your snacks on top, drinks in the bottom, and it was inside of a location already. But the crazy part, and what I tell everyone, is that I didn't know what I was doing back then, of course, and I kind of just bought it without asking questions or anything. So the day after I started my business and bought that machine, I got kicked out of that location, and that was my biggest road bump in the beginning. And
the next day?
Yeah, the next day. So the manager literally called me, and he was like, "Hey, you have like 5 days to take the machine out."
Why?
I didn't want it, but I'm guessing like the previous seller that sold me the machine was getting kicked out himself, and he was trying to get rid of it before he had to move it himself. Yeah, so I couldn't argue with him. It's their property, so I was like, okay, I'll pick it up in a few days. Now at that point, I have two options: either give up and do the same thing the last guy did, get rid of it, sell it, and before I have to move it, or find another location in a few days and move it there. Because I didn't have nowhere to put it. I didn't have like a storage unit or a garage back at home, so I had to find a new place, and I did. A couple of days passed by, called about 100 businesses, and I had a barbershop that gave me a chance. And good thing, I always thank God for that barbershop, because I probably would have quit if I would have never got that yes.
Yeah, well, that's the. Now he's got plenty. Trust me, he's got plenty more than that. But I'm just it. That's how every business starts. Yeah. It all sounds good up here, and on paper, and I'm about to be a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? That's what I told myself when I was getting in the concrete business. Well, I didn't factor in that those trucks went through tires like kids go through diapers, and those things are freaking expensive. They're $300 and $400 a piece, and the front ones are $1,000 a piece. And those drivers will run over anything to not have to work.
I didn't realize that.
And I didn't know that they got 4 miles to the gallon instead of 10.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's always something that just kicks your feet out from underneath you right at the gate. And I didn't want to interrupt, but every business that I've started, this business, same thing. I thought, man, this is going to be easy. Man, it's hard. So keep going. But I just wanted to, that point on that is every one of us have been through it. But this guy is an entrepreneur beast at his age, and once he gets through his whole story, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean that's the main run through on how I got started. After I got that yes and placed that machine, you get that fire once you, like you were telling me, once you have that little taste of it, it just motivates you to go out and keep growing and scaling. So that's what I did the last 5 years. While I was doing that, I also started making videos about my business. I think I started making videos like at the same time that I started my vending machine business. And back then, there was like no vending machine videos on YouTube. Maybe like a couple that I can think of. So I was, maybe in the right place at the right time, and I started making videos about the vending industry, and all the videos blew up since the very beginning. Like first video, 1 million views in 30 days, and after that, that's just been like full time. So that actually helped me a lot on growing my vending business, because vending machines are not cheap. And I'm glad that I did a lot of research in the beginning before I started the business on like what machines I want to stick with, because I knew exactly where to put my money at. Because a lot of people that jump into the vending industry, they think a $300, $400 vending machine is gonna turn out good, but you kind of just have to know what you're doing. And I'm glad I did all the research, and that helped me out a lot. But yeah, I make YouTube videos now about my vending industry. I have about 500,000 subscribers, and that's really just the run through on the last 5 years.
Well, you're the number one on YouTube.
The number one vending channel on YouTube, yeah. So,
but that's not easy to do, my man. That's a hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah. No, thank you so much.
I mean, to have your video go viral the first time.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the competition was less back then, but still.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at all your stuff you're doing now. It still does.
Yeah.
A ton.
Yeah, I've learned what people like to see and how to say it. So everything, all the videos you see of me, whether it's like long form content or even like the shorts, it's like planned out and like sometimes even scripted, not like word by word, but like I know exactly what I'm going to say, how the shot's going to look, because I know the industry. I know what people want to hear, and I feel like that's helped me out a lot. Because even before I started this business and my YouTube channel, I've always loved watching YouTube videos. Yeah. Just like a lot of kids out there, I'm sure.
It's addictive.
Yeah, and I knew like
especially those shorts. My God.
Yeah, and I guess that's where my strength came in.
Yeah, but here's one thing that my question for you is, what I don't think you understand yet is that your business acumen that you have.
Mhm.
Do you know what acumen is?
No, I don't.
Okay, business acumen is your understanding for the game.
Mhm.
Okay, you're on a level. And I was the same way when I was young. Okay, and I'm sure Brandon was that. That's my other question.
Mhm.
Did you think? Do your parents think you're crazy?
No, my mom has always believed in me, so that's the good thing.
But no, I mean like crazy. Like you're really gonna go invest all your money right now at this age and get in the vending business? Is my question.
Oh no, no. I feel like if anything, she probably expected that. So I
Because
guess so.
on one of your other videos, you were already entrepreneurial in high school. You were selling chips and snacks and all that,
Yeah.
and you were hiring all your buddies and doing so. You had it in you. So, but my mom thought I was. My family still thinks I'm nuts.
I guess why they probably didn't is because my family, a lot of my family members have their own business in
Okay.
Mexico. So like my grandma, I look up to my grandma a lot. She has worked her entire life. She has like stores over there in Mexico and has always sold like shoes, any way to make money really. And I've always seen how hard of a worker she is.
Yeah,
And I guess that's kind of like
and the reward.
yeah.
I mean, okay, so that I didn't have that. I grew up poor by a single mother that basically was like, if you want anything in life, the only thing that's going to fix your problem is a job
Mhm.
and work. That's it.
Mhm.
I mean, so, but what I'm getting at is my family still today. Why can't you just go get a job?
Hmm.
So that's the reason that I wanted to ask that question. But no, then it explains it that didn't they work. But what my point to you of what when I say very, very impressive is that, and you're going to find this out at a later date, because I was the same way when I got into the big company that I built. I figured out why I always hung out with older people. I don't hang out with people my age.
Mhm.
All of my friends are 15, 20 years older than me, and they always have been. I never hung out with my age group. That's why I got the hell out of school. I didn't fit in with anybody, and everybody thought I was crazy. They're like, something's wrong with it. He's smart, but he doesn't
has
fall.
potential.
Huh?
He has potential.
Yeah.
That's about all.
Well, no, my principal was with us from kindergarten all the way up to high school, and me and him were damn good friends. We were real good friends, and he pulled me aside one time, and he's like, "Look, man," he's like, "you're not meant for school." He said, "You're either going to be dead or in prison, or you're going to be super successful, because you are not scared of anything, and it can't happen in my school. You fight all the time, and you fight for the right reasons. You're always sticking up for the guy that can't stick up for himself. But, we have rules here, and you just aren't following them." So he told my mom, he said, I'll let him out. And plus, I was making money back then, too. So that's why I asked that question. But I'm saying your business acumen that you have, the level that you're already thinking on right now is well beyond people. That's what college does to people. Is it screws this whole thing up. That's why I am harping on that so much. Is you're going to find this out one day that you were there. You're there now. Like, you're there where people at 30 years old are going, why can't I get this thing across the line? You're already there.
Yeah, I mean, first I want to say thank you so much for the kind words. And I think I know that. And my biggest thing is I try to be grateful as much as I can for, everything that I've been able to do and learn. I guess, let me kind of show it a little bit from my perspective. I guess it's a little bit harder for me I feel like I'm hard on myself a lot of the times, because from my perspective, so many people tell me how like young I am, how good I'm doing, and I know that. But like one of my favorite quotes that I have to remember is, comparison is a thief of all joy, because I know I'm probably doing good, and I'm exactly where my high school self would love to be. So that's good. But I guess I always think about like, there's so much people that are like in the same industry as me that are bigger. Like I have a ton of friends in the industry, buddy of mine has like 300 machines out. I met somebody recently that has 10,000 vending machines on location. And not that like, I want to be there, because I know that once you hit a milestone, it's like a constant hamster wheel. So you hit a milestone, then you want the next one, and then the next one. And I've realized that. So that has helped me out a lot, and I'm totally happy where I'm at right now. But I guess that's why it's a little bit hard for me sometimes to be able to, not feel good, but I feel like there's still so much more that I can do.
All of us that are stand-up guys, and we always are our own worst critic, always, because once you hit the bar, we just raise the bar.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the fun, is the thrill of the chase of getting to that next goal. And that's where, because hard work does pay off, and it feels so good when you meet your next milestone, you know. Sucks along the way sometimes, and you wonder why you make the decisions you make, but in the end, if you stick with it, but you're just and I don't want to keep harping on that, because but it's true. That's when I watched your side, I was like, damn, this guy's. But that, it was like I was revisiting and I'm gonna let Brandon jump in here pretty quick, because he's probably the exact same way as I did. I didn't have what you had, okay? I grew up without a dad. I didn't have it. I mean, I got to know my dad later on in life. Ended up becoming my best friend. He was my business partner. He was everything, okay? But I didn't have anybody to show me the way. And I'm serious. I thought something was wrong with me. I thought I was starting to get those other people in my head, but I knew I could work hard. And like you say, once you get that little bitty taste, it's like, okay, I'm not messed up. You got any comments on that, Brandon?
I mean, it's insatiable, right? So as the more you make in the vending business and you see all that money coming in, and it just drives you to go back the next day to make that stack just a little bigger. I know that machine can produce just a little more, so I'll go fill a little more, put some more variety in there, and just hopefully the next time that stack's a little bigger, and the stack's a little bigger, and then you go, you know what, I can go get another account that have a bigger stack, and then you go get that one, and it has a bigger stack, and then you go get that one, you're like, I bet I don't get another account, that stack will be even bigger. And then it's just, you're just constantly trying to, upgrade your life, because that's really ultimately what you're doing, is you're upgrading your life and your family and your loved ones and your personal life.
But we were talking about earlier about how you got to be a little bit off to be an entrepreneur.
Oh, you're a misfit for sure.
Yeah, we're walking out here alone. I mean,
well, I think that the more as I get older, I think that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a good thing when you're a misfit, because you don't have as many friends as everybody else.
You go have the distractions.
Is because you're a little different. You're a little different. Your Friday nights is not hanging out with guys, going out and doing something. Your Friday nights is I'm strategizing for
next week,
Monday morning.
Yeah.
What am I going to do Monday morning? How am I going to make this coming week, better than last week?
Yeah.
And that's in any business.
I've got a funny vending machine story that I think I've already told you, but I want him to hear it. But I'll wait till the end so I don't detract what we're doing. But speaking of that, so which one do I want to start with first? Scalability. When did you figure out, both of you? I mean, did y'all go in with the scalability mindset from the beginning, or that scalability? I don't know anything about the vending machine business. So did you go in with, I'm going to be up to 5 machines by this date, like the plan? I mean, you don't have to give me your business plan. I don't want your business plan, but
I have it right here if you want to see it. No, I did from the very beginning, because when I started my business, I was still working my part-time job. So I was like, okay, how many machines do I have to have for me to quit my job?
Yeah.
And I still lived at home, so all I didn't need a lot of money every month. I just needed enough to cover the internet bill, my phone bill, and maybe like some food. And then I'll be able to quit my job. And Eventually I did. I hit that point. I quit my part-time job that I had at that time. But then all I did was my couple of vending machines that I had on location, and I was like, okay, cool. You know, these machines are making $800 to $1,000 a month. So that was enough for me to live off of. But I was like, that's not enough for me to scale.
Right.
You know, I can't grow my business with that money, especially if I'm paying off bills. So I had to go back and get another job pretty quickly after that. But I worked at another job for maybe like 3-4 months, and then put that all that money into more machines, put them on location, and that was enough.
So how long did it take you to get to that many machines, and how many was that?
The first year, or
Yeah.
I think
Or no, when you could quit full time and do full time.
The exact number I don't remember. I think at that time I probably had like 12 machines. But another reason why I quit is because of YouTube. Because again, I started those two at the same time. So
Yeah.
YouTube blew up pretty quickly, and that helped me out a lot.
Oh yeah. So on your scalability, did you start? How did you start it?
Really, our scalability as my son and I is that we had a life to fund. So, you know, we were left with no choice to scale, because there comes a point where you just, there's not enough hours in the day to cover your route unless you devote more time to it. So like my son would have to quit his job and go to work because I'm trying to grow the business to support him and I and our expenses. And so at the same time it's covering your expenses like Jaime, you're also having to buy new equipment. So not only you're having to maintain your current life, you know, you're also having to scale your business. So it's just it's a constant reinvest whatever you have left over after your payments, your monthly obligations. Sometimes you can skip those monthly obligations because you got to buy new equipment to fund the house, because that's kind of the way I think. Like the business will pay for everything.
Most man moment right there. You don't make a bunch of money up front. Everything you make goes back into the kitty. Yeah. Or it's going to fail every single time.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, go ahead, Brandon.
We, my son and I, we lived in this little shanty in Mesquite, Texas. I mean, shanty. There was mice and rats around the neighbors. We had to keep them in our house because we kept some product there, but I slept on an air mattress. We had one room, and we kept the product in my room, and I had an air mattress, and my son would have to come in and get product early in the morning, 4 a.m, stepping on the air mattress. And I remember this day, like, you know, he's 6'5", so he's like moving me around the air mattress, and I just got in from midnight stocking my machines, and it was just absolutely torture for 2 years. But that 2 years of torture propelled us to become, you know, almost $1 million business between two of us. That's a lot. That's a lot of money between two of you guys running around.
That's the hardest number to hit, is that first million.
Yeah. And eventually I chose to back off the vending business because I wanted to do things like this, you know, things like this. And I wanted to do coaching and mentoring and selling equipment and just kind of helping people avoid the pitfalls. What happened to me and probably him. He bought his first location. 5 days later, he's lost everything. There's a lot of that going on in our business. There's a lot of people get taken advantage of. So when I started working my way out of the business, I vowed to help all new vendors getting in the business.
Because it's kind of a side hustle for most people at first,
Side hustle, it's all they have. People come to me and they go, "Hey, I've been saving for a year and a half, and I got, you know, X amount of money, and I need your help." And I'm like, "Well, okay. Like here's the reality of what you're about to do. Are you okay with that?" "Yeah, I'm willing to go through those hard times to get a second machine, a third machine." I said, "Well, the first important thing is don't get ripped off initially, because that sinks you."
Yeah.
Like Jaime, you know, if he didn't live at home and he was out, it would probably be a different story, you know. But when you got single moms that come to me like they want to make a side hustle for their kids so they can have it when they get out of high school, it's a serious situation. But other vendors will just take their money and run and go, "Oh, sorry about your bad luck. You'll figure it out next time." So I try to help people to avoid that situation, because that happened to me when I got in. I wrote a $23,000 check for my son and I for some vending stops with location. Guy sold us crap machines and sold us locations that weren't doing what they said they were doing. This is before credit card readers. You just take somebody's word for it. Oh, it's doing $800 a month. Okay, well, you get it, and it does $200 a month. But you paid a premium for that.
Yeah.
But somebody else made off of their money. I know who it is to these days. I still get his accounts because I know who ripped people off. So I try to keep in the Dallas area specifically, I try to keep a pulse on who's here, what's going on, because I'm just able to make a difference,
It seems like it's in every industry it's like that. I mean, every industry. I've always been in the construction, and I've been in a couple of other stuff, but hell, even this, these people, I've never seen people so, like, content creation, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he's over there shaking his head because he knows what I'm talking about, is that they get their feelings hurt over the littlest thing, and it's like, dude, this is just business, man. If you can't handle that. I had these guys before I hired, Tyler came, and as soon as I hired Tyler, they sabotaged my account.
Who's they?
They're called, I don't want to plug them.
Is it a competitor or?
No, it started out, they did my logo.
Uh-huh.
And then they built my website. And then it was just this perpetual, then they want to manage my socials, then they want to do this, then they want to do that, then they want to, and it's so cheap as you're going. It's like, well, hell, I need somebody to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment that I hired Tyler, they were buying bots on our account to try to pump their numbers. And the day he started, the first episode that we did, our numbers got cut in half because they got rid of the bots. They're scared to death of him. But here's the thing: their feelings are hurt that I'm taking my business. We're managing our own stuff.
You exposed them probably.
Well, but it's not just them. It's the other producer. No, not. He's been super professional. That's not who I'm talking about. When I was hiring Tyler, this guy got, extremely upset with me that I didn't hire him. He's like, I'm your best choice, and I'm like, no, you're not. Number one, I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, I'm not here to argue with anybody. I'm here to make money. This is my business, but I am a team worker. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to fight with you. And if this is how it's starting, then you're definitely not coming along for the ride.
So it wasn't a plug-and-play situation.
No, but have you noticed that, Jaime?
Yeah, being, on social media, I see a lot of different companies do different types of services for anything. Like, you can charge people to do anything. And me making videos, I've had people that reach out and either want like a commission of like my YouTube revenue if they like either edit my videos or if they find me like sponsorships, which is totally understandable to an extent. But even like to anything you want to do, whether it's running ads, making the thumbnail pictures for videos, any industry can be, I guess, cutthroat like you.
Yeah.
saying.
But I'm just saying that the people in the industry, they've got really thin skin, is what I'm saying in the content creator world is what I'm getting at. So we'll go back to,
We call those snowflakes.
yeah, that's exactly who they are. Speaking of, because that's how both of y'all got into this, what's the pros and the cons of an acquisition, acquiring somebody's account, or, what,
Acquiring somebody else's account is your fastest way to scale your business.
well, but that's what you coach about. You show people how to do all that, right?
That, and I tried to teach people and coach them on how to approach a new customer instead of buying. I like when customers want to buy an existing, Jaime will probably tell you, an existing business, kind of smaller business. They can get their feet wet, understand the industry, but once they're ready to go knock on a door, then they need to call me, because they don't need to walk in there acting like they know what they're talking about to some of these bigger players, because we have very large companies competing over this space, and you need to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that was, and I may have asked the question wrong. Is acquisitions big in the industry? Is that what your end goal is to build it and then sell it, or?
Yeah. For me, no. Like I was saying earlier, I have a lot of friends in the industry that have a lot of machines, and then they've all gotten offers for their companies, and a lot of them do sell because it's just you get to a point and you can't turn down a couple $1 million, if not more. So everyone says that eventually you will sell, and it reminds me of earlier this year I went to like a vending convention, and after the convention ended, I'm outside waiting for my Uber, and there's like a lady that's standing like right next to me, and she had the badge for the convention as well. And I was like, oh, cool. Like you were at the convention. She was like, yeah. And I was like, what company are you with? And she said Canteen. So Canteen is like the biggest vending company in the U.S. They're like in all the big spots.
Mix, yeah.
And she wasn't a Canteen franchise owner. She actually worked at the corporate office for them. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I see Canteen everywhere. You guys are doing pretty good. And she was like, yeah, but don't worry because what Canteen does is they wait for you to get big, grow your company, and then they'll buy you out.
Right.
So it looks like that's their
They want you to put in all the work.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm about to tell you the con. Now we can go back to the pros, but the con. Now, my situation was different. I was getting squeezed by my competition.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get my material. That'd be like y'all not being able to get snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You got all this equipment, but you can't put anything in it. Okay? So I took the money when it was time, and the dollar amount was correct, and I took it. Okay? But here's the con. Okay? Is that when it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
You just lost all your contacts. You just lost your revenue stream. You just lost all your employees that helped get you there. That really, whenever you sell, you really think, God, man, none of those employees like me. They hate me. They're jealous of me. They're this, they're that, and the other. No, they cared.
Mm-hmm.
They were sad. I mean, I never saw so many sad people, and I never felt so bad because I was like, but here's the con was that here I am. Yeah, I've got a pocket full of money. I've got everything a man would want. But now I have to start over because this isn't going to last forever. You know what I mean? Like the age I sold out when I was 35.
Mm-hmm.
So
35.
Yeah. I was they used to call me the kid. I was the youngest guy that ever got in the ready mix business. Wow. And we were kicking their ass. That's why they wanted us out. Because we were using this right here, common sense, good product, good customer service.
You're staying up late in weekends thinking about it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Or they weren't.
Right. And I didn't need a huge salary to justify my existence. I can keep the money in the company and not pay tax on it and go build it, keep building it. I don't even think I took but maybe a $50,000 payroll check the whole time I was there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It just covered your expenses, your living.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I had other revenue streams.
Oh.
So I was running an offshore charter service. I had real estate. I had other stuff that I was doing.
You didn't take distributions?
Huh?
You didn't take distributions?
Yeah. We like all of my guys like in our circle, they all got they got paid per yard, like however many yards went out per week, they got a check for that. But they all got paid. I'm just talking about me and my dad. I was like, why we don't need anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so why are we going to take a big distribution and just pay tax on it when we can leave it in the company and let's go buy some land or because if you set what we were talking about earlier, if you set your trust, your operating, you've got all these other entities that are handling the money, and I had other companies that the money was flowing upstream, so you can without getting into all that, but. Because it's a long, tedious. We can talk about it anytime you want to, but you can either pay tax on it and then go, but paying tax through this system, you pay a whole hell of a lot less tax than you would just taking it as a personal distribution. You're just writing there's several ways that you can lighten that load along the way up the hill, right? And then you pay tax on it, and then you get to use it, and it's there. But I'm just talking about like cash flow in the company. I was a business that y'all deal with inventory, okay? But if it rained for a month, I would lose $2 or $3 million.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's that, or wintertime, stuff slows down. But that's
this past Thanksgiving was pretty hard.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of office buildings closed down the entire week. So when I got the deposits for the card reader sales this week, I was like, hopefully everything's good.
Yeah, it's like holidays in the vending business. People are at home. It's like, whoa, what happened there?
Yeah, but I just wanted to say the con, especially for you. He understands it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because he's been there. But what I'm getting at, speaking of the devil, there's those guys that I was just talking about.
Oh.
Wondering why I hadn't called him back.
Yeah.
The cons for you is and I'm not trying to tell you how to run your business. I'm just saying you need to think that through before you sell, because then all of a sudden you realize what it took y'all to get where y'all are at now. You know what I mean? Like, well, maybe on your YouTube you struck lightning in a bottle, but you still put in the work, and so did you. You know what I mean? That doesn't go away on any business. So that's the pro is, let's get the paper, right? It's all about making money. But that's my only just stick of advice on that, is that I was like, oh my God, man, now I got to start over.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that, because I recently sold one of my other businesses that I started, like literally this past week. And it was like an online snack business that I had. And yeah, the reason I sold it was
I saw that. That was cool.
Because of the competition and just the scalability and the time that it was taking. It just wasn't worth it for me. So in that case, yeah, I took the money. But, hopefully, it's not the case with vending, because it's something I actually enjoy doing.
You enjoy stocking the machine?
Yeah.
Really?
I do. I make sure every bag is like straight.
Yeah.
It has to be perfect.
God, he is so different than me.
No, everything has to be perfect. And I think that's the great thing about me and how I run the business.
Do you make sure like this row is this kind of chip and this row is this kind of chip?
Not like specifically a type of chip, but the color of the bag.
Color of the bag?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Blue Doritos, blue Ruffles, like all in a row, or
no?
Okay.
I can't say my secret.
Man, I'm so bad about that. I'm like, I don't care. They'll figure it out.
No, since the last time I talked to you, I've been doing like the deep dive into the vending. I was like, good God, this industry is huge, and that's the vending machine story that I got. I don't want to get off track here, but I'll tell you mine at the end of.
I think the advantage of what Jaime's so young, he's basically at a young age invested in real estate, because vending is basically real estate.
Yeah,
you're buying an asset that you can hold, sell, makes you money. I mean, it's basically like buying an Airbnb and you're Airbnb-ing it. Like it's you own the asset. Not everything you can invest in, you own it, touch it, feel it, squeeze it, pull it. It's very important that these young kids buy investments they can hold and own. If you don't hold it, you don't own it, really. I mean, people get into crypto and Bitcoin and Dogecoin, and you never know if you own it or not. You know, anybody owns it. But a vending machine, you touch it, feel it. It makes you money every day.
Yeah. Do y'all insure those things?
I have like general business license that insures like everything, but not like individual machines.
Have you ever tried to have somebody steal one?
No. Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, break into it. I had a machine outside, and it's kind of funny because it was outside of a tire shop, and it happened like at 2 a.m. They have security cameras, so I was able to see it, and I even made a video about it. But you can see a guy at 2 a.m. coming up to the machine with a crowbar, trying to pry it open, and he tried that for like 30 minutes, didn't get it open. So the next morning, the manager calls me. He's like, "Hey, somebody tried breaking into your vending machine," and I was like, "Did they get in?" And he was like, "No, but you might want to come check it out." And I was like, "Okay, as long as they didn't actually get in and it's still working, then we're good." So I was like, I'll probably, I was busy that week. So I told him I was going to go at the end of the week. And I let it go. Next morning, hey, the guy came back. And this time he got in.
Oh, jeez.
Because he brought his buddy with him. And
the cutting torch.
Yeah. No, it was, I think it was that same crowbar. They maybe just
more
kept.
muscle.
Yeah, more muscle.
Yeah, brought in the muscle.
Yeah, and they got in. They stole the money, the coins. But I think it's funny because I think People don't realize not how much money is inside of a vending machine, but I guess the cash. Like, there's not a lot of cash in the vending machine because most of the sales come from the card readers. So they
But now
probably,
they do.
they did like 2 nights of work at 2 a.m. Who knows for how long to make like $50.
And probably mostly change.
Yeah.
Coin back. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they'll do anything for meth, dude.
Yeah.
They have nothing to lose.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saving this for the end because I don't want to derail y'all's program here because I want to get into y'all's coaching and all that stuff, to where. But yeah, 70% of my employees were convicted felons. Okay, and meth will turn a guy from great to bad in a month, and he will do anything for another bump. I mean, it's that bad. So it doesn't make sense to me and us, because we don't even deal in that world. But those guys, man, oof. Do you have anything else on the acquisitions, pros and cons, or?
No, I just want to go back to a new vendor needs to seek some sort of help or coaching or mentorship before they try to go pull off a big account from a big customer. Just really, because you might have a chance. You might really, really have a lead that's solid, that you have an internal connection, and then you move your one way up and you're about to get a really good account and you don't know how to deliver what the customer service or what the customer is like looking for you to say, because they'll ask you a few questions to see if you're legit. And if you don't know what you're saying, you could lose that because you didn't invest in maybe a small little mentorship so to understand, or call someone that can maybe go along with you and go, hey man, I got this big situation, I can make a lot of money, you mind I just pay you to come with me and close this deal with me? I do that frequently.
Because we always want people to succeed. I love watching people succeed, but it's not we didn't learn the secrets from
Yeah.
We learned it
trial
from
and error.
Yeah, trial and error and burning your own money. And it sounds like you started the same. I mean, you handled all your own problems up front yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I learned how to fix machines and do everything myself. But, going back to kind of what you were saying about the mentorship is that I don't think a lot of people see the value of a mentorship. A lot of people that get into it, they pay for it because they want the help. They want to learn everything. But a lot of people don't really see it because they don't realize how many mistakes you can make, not just in this business, but in every business. Because, for example, I've held people that join my program, and then right when they join, they're like, hey, I've been looking at these machines on location that I wanted to buy for like a couple of weeks now. They send me everything, and it's just like machines that you just want to either stay away from, or they don't think about checking like the monthly sales. Small stuff like that that's really important. Where like if maybe they would have pulled the trigger and bought those machines on location without maybe either joining my program and asking me about it, then they probably would have eventually quit the business because they didn't really make money.
Yeah, I consulted after I sold my concrete business because everybody was like, "How the hell did you do that? You weren't even in this industry. I was a chimney sweep and a fishing captain." And that guy pissed me off.
In the concrete business.
That guy pissed me off, and I was like, "Okay, it's game. Yeah, it's game on." And we ended up putting him under, and we went from that, like what you're talking about, y'all talked about growing, scaling. Mm-hmm. We went from 7 trucks to like 30 in a month.
Because
we got all the business. We were right in the middle of. He had 5 plants, and we were right in the middle of him. Mm-hmm. We ate him like cancer, dude.
Mm. Yeah, well, Jaime's talking about Canteen. I mean, Canteen back in the day got a really good account of mine, which affected my life. So I spent the next probably 2 years targeting their accounts to get them back, and I've got a lot of more back but that fueled my fire. You came and took that out away from me, so I'm on just for me. You probably won't feel it as a company, but I'll feel it for me.
Yeah,
I'll feel it. I will target those accounts, and I will get those accounts, and I continue to get those accounts to this day.
So that competition, this has got to be a competitive market.
Yeah, it's pretty competitive.
Is it cutthroat though?
Oh yeah, very, 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 very cutthroat. At least in my opinion.
I think Fort Worth is less.
Then Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, Dallas is where
Well, everything in Dallas.
it's just,
Yeah.
who has the cheapest bag of Doritos gets the account. And I said, I'm not the cheap vendor. You want good concrete, you call me.
Right. Well, no. Here's what I learned in Dallas. I was in the chimney sweep in the home services business. There's people in Fort Worth that can write a check for Dallas. You go over to Dallas, they want to pay you with three different
That's
credit
exactly
cards.
right.
They don't have the money over there.
Yeah.
It's all in their house.
That's why they want cheap chips,
Yeah. You're in $1 million house. So back then was a lot of money. Now it's normal. But I'm just saying, you go over there, give them a $500 repair order, and they're like, yeah, can I give you 2 different credit cards and then write you a check? Don't cash it till Friday. And I'm like, for $500, you got a freaking look at the
A mansion over here.
yeah, and you're sweating $500. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Fort Worth is just there's a lot better people here, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's a totally
Great
different. As soon as
area.
you cross 360 more, you're in it, boy. Got to roll them pants up or tuck them in your boots, one of the two.
You can never get off 360.
No, I'm saying crossing it.
Oh, cross it, yeah.
Yeah, you're you're going into no man's land over there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming back 30. As soon as you cross the 360 line, coming back, no, it's like, okay, I'm back.
You're home.
Yeah, I'm back. So the competition is what would you say is y'all that needs to be in the mentorship. So y'all both run 2 different mentorships. Is that what I'm?
Yeah, I think Jaime. I don't want to speak for him, but
Yeah.
believe you do more of individual, right?
Yeah, I do one.
And I may have asked the question totally wrong, but you just correct me if I did.
Yeah, no, I understand it. I do like one-on-one mentoring. I just pick a couple people every month so I can focus on them. But, I never really because people judge people that have a mentorship. They see them as like, a guru that just is greedy and wants to make extra money, which, as a business owner, who doesn't want to make extra money? Which I'm not saying that that's my main focus.
But you got to get paid for your time and your knowledge.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I was going back and whenever I was saying that people don't see the value of a mentorship because they don't realize that, I'm over here running like a 6-figure vending business. So it takes time to be able to like sit down and talk to you like every single week. Because the people I help, it's like 24/7. If they need help, they can message me, they can call me. And again, it's like a one-on-one.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of vending mentorships out there, but I truly think that I can't speak for yours because I don't know exactly what you offer, but I think I try to give people their value because as someone that had nobody to help them whenever they first started, I wish I had people that can answer questions that I had, or where can I buy this, or how can I go about this? Does my proposal look good? And that's kind of why I do it.
Yeah.
And where mine is different is my mentorships is more company related and customers that have a vending business that are looking to scale their business and they need help scaling. They just don't understand the scaling process, or customers looking to sell their vending business. So I consult that part end of it. And we have a whole nother side of our business, which is micro markets, which is the small little convenience stores inside the business, such as a hotel. And I focus on the bigger businesses now that are looking to learn that side of the business and understand, hey, I'm this big, I'm doing X number, $500,000. I want to get to 900. What can I do? They come to me and I show them the path on how do you get there. And this is what you got to do. And this is what you got to expect. And this is what you got to learn. So I kind of evaluate that business. And on the other hand, when you get ready to get out, you can call me and I'll help you sell your business.
Yeah. See and that's so much cheaper than making the mistakes.
Yeah, it really is.
It's so much cheaper. I mean, it seems like here's what I found out when I was doing consulting in concrete. They didn't want me to see their books because I have to tell them, I'm like, look, I got to lift the skirt. I got to see everything. Yeah, if you want me to fix this, I got to see it all. You're wondering where we got 10 extra percent and you're fighting for 15, 17, and we had another 10 on top of that. I need to see under the hood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times they know they're doing it wrong. That's why they're calling you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or
They know their ceiling.
Yeah,
They've
they want to
hit a
grow, but
wall.
they just can't. They can't. But they don't have that. They could have taken it over from mom and dad
Mhm.
or whatever, or they're just not business people. They're just people in the concrete business.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They don't understand how to exactly what we were talking about earlier about how to take those tax dollars, or and spending instead of just paying tax on money that you can use and fix those problems
Mhm.
and not pay tax on that money, And then all of a sudden, it just there went 2%. Okay, we fixed this over here. There's 3.5, and you slowly climb that ladder till you get there.
Mhm.
But a lot of them, they don't want you under the hood. You know why? They don't
Dirty.
want you to show all
It's
the
dirt.
money that they're taking.
Ah. Mm.
I sold a concrete company I sold 2. I helped 2 of them out, and you're out there pouring concrete with all these guys. They're from Mexico, man. They operate in cash.
Mhm.
They're not afraid. And it's not that they don't have banks. That's just how that's how they operate here the way they operate in Mexico. Dude, these guys they're smart, man. I
Mhm.
mean, they know how to take care of their money.
Mhm.
But it wasn't nothing. It didn't bother him a bit. He wasn't scared at all to rip out a $50,000 wad of cash and be like, "Here you go." Now try to take that to the bank and see what your bank says. Where'd you get this from?
Mhm.
Let's go to the back.
Mhm.
Is this drug money or is this
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but what I'm getting at is that, or they don't want their ego crushed because they've got the big payroll salary and they're like, look at me, got everything, all this, blah, blah, blah. It's a very flashy business, So sometimes I think that people don't want to know they're wrong.
Yeah, the ego in our business, probably like every business, it's like if you can just swallow your ego, seek help. There's people that will help you. I have a team, a couple of people that can really help your business if you just swallow your ego, give a little bit of it away, invest in your business basically, because that's
Mhm.
what you're doing by us. You're investing in your business, and we're going to help you become more profitable, and we're going to scale your business for you. We're going to teach you how, and then after that, it's on you.
Well, here's where Jaime comes in, is because I noticed in kind of in this, I was trying to find my demographic, what my demographic is, and it's not the younger generation right now. They don't want to hear it from me and him. Our age group. They want to hear, like you would be. That's what I'm saying. You're a perfect example of what a young man would go. If I work hard, I can be like this guy, like you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's why I'm saying what you're doing. That's why I'm so impressed with you, is that would be that's a huge move for you, because number one, I don't need to know your business or secrets or anything like that. That's not my business. But that would be a very, very big move for you while you're growing your other business, because we can talk to the older generation, right? Or Brandon can.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like you don't have kids yet. You've got kids. You know how teenagers don't want to listen to their parents at this age. They want to do it their way, and they're going to do it their way, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I think it's also this generation. Because also, like I was telling you earlier, I went to speak to a couple classes at high school recently, and that's the exact reason why they invited me to do that, was because they want to hear from somebody that's younger and recently out of high school and started a business, to show them that anybody can do it. But I feel like this generation, hopefully a lot of people don't get offended, but I feel like this generation is a little bit lazier. People just want everything to be easy, make money quick. What's the way I can get rich quick? Which is why a lot of people jump into vending, because they think they're going to be able to get in here and quit their job in 4 weeks.
Well, it's a low barrier to entry.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, lower than
others, yeah.
Yeah. Carpet cleaning, or mowing yards.
Yeah.
But I still think this industry is great, and I think anybody can start a business, but you just have to.
They got to have your mind.
Yeah.
They
Gotta have the mindset, really.
They got to have your mindset,
Yeah.
and your drive, and your business acumen that I'm glad you see it, but I'm just saying down the road, because it happened to me. I was, people always used to ask me why, and I used to tell them, and now I don't know why I told them. I was like, man, what I did, I worked my ass off for this, man. Like this. Why should I give you my secrets for free? But at the same time, I was the same way. I want to see other people succeed. There's no better feeling in the world than helping somebody and they actually produce and succeed. That to me, and hopefully I've got a guy, he listens to this podcast and he just now subscribed. He's the one I've talked to about Tyler, and we started that. He was there at the beginning, and he would stay even off the clock. He was there for the company. He wasn't there. He'd be off the clock, and he'd be right by my side, man. And that's what I'm saying. We did very, very well. And watching him go from what I hired him as a mechanic, he came out of a mechanic shop and got to where he was, and we had that thing running like a sewing machine. And he got to feel that accomplishment too. And that was more important than anything.
Yeah, I think having good employees is important in any business.
It's hard,
sure. But that's actually my biggest fear growing this business is employees, because every friend that I have that has multiple employees, like literally every single one of them has told me to just get to a point to where like only me and my girlfriend can manage it. Don't go to where like you can.
What do they steal? Do they steal?
It could be maybe they steal out of the machines, but I guess just finding people that just want to work.
Want to work, yeah. It's not just this generation; it's everywhere, man.
Yeah,
it's people. Here's the thing. And I'm not saying that you don't realize this. You're already in the top 10 percentile of here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have to learn to you just have to learn to accept that they're not going to run it like you. Okay?
Yeah, one of my good friends.
And that's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, no, it really is. But I totally understand it. One of my friends told me that, as long as you find somebody that's like 75% of you, that's good.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I don't know how to, I don't want to get in your business, but what I'm just saying is that letting go. It happened to me in the concrete business. I had to let go of the stuff that I was doing that I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once I let it go, it wasn't that bad. It was bad for 4 or 5 months because it kills your ego and your psyche. It's like, dude, I built this.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to sit here and watch them screw it up. That's a hard transition to go through. But if you want to grow, you're going to have to take that hit. Yeah. No, I'm not saying take the hit, but here's he'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm talking about. Hell, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I'm just saying. I'll give an example. I had this guy that worked for me. He was another one of my right-hand men. Okay, he was my plant manager. Been to prison twice for murder. Okay, got in 2 bad drug deals. Got shot the first time, 6 times in the chest. He pulled out his .357, shot him 1 time between the eyes, and the second time the deal was starting to go bad. And he said, I wasn't going to get shot this time, so I just shot the son of a bitch. So, but he's dead now, so I can talk about some of it. But he helped take down a couple of big dope dealers out of that deal. That's why he got out. Mm-hmm. Okay, he took down some pretty big guys. So, he pulled me aside one day. This dude's smart, man. Smart. His parents ran most of the Dairy Queens up in Oklahoma. And brothers and sisters were doctors, lawyers, architects, all that. Smart, good family. He was an underwater welder, got hooked on meth. He's a millionaire by the time he was 25. Did that whole prison thing. He pulled me aside and he said, Mark, he said, you give the best rah-rah meetings and the, pump up. He said, but you screw it up at the end every time. And I said, what do you mean? And, of course, back then, nobody told me to my face that I screwed anything up. I mean, I still had that my way, highway mentality, right?
Yeah.
And he said, "You say that you don't want to run a daycare and a prison around here," and I'm saying, I don't want to treat people like this to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All I want you to do is just do the job, and I will pay you. I will happily pay you. Why do I have to treat? Why do I have to? Well, that's the reason why we got rules and laws. But he said, Mark, you have to run this place like a prison. He said 70% of your employees are convicted felons. We don't know how to live. We need rules. We need structure, man. He said, I'm telling you. He said, right now the volume's at 5. He said, turn it up to 10 and stick to your guns. And he said, you're going to watch everybody fall in line. Not everybody, but a big percentile. He said, Mark, it is called structure. That is what prison is structured hell, right? And we did. And everybody started coming in, tucking their shirts in, trying to do their job better. And we started firing people. You know what I mean? Like, and meaning it. Like, do that again, I'm firing you. They'd try to tear those trucks up just to get off work or take a break. And because they go play cards in the break room, you know.
Yeah.
Vending machines. So, we did. And then he said, now crank it up to 12. And we did. And then he said, crank it up to 15. And we did. And everything just got. But you have to make that. Okay? Like, and there's especially if y'all are doing this coaching, I took a test, and I won't go into the big drawn out detail of it, but I did a test before we started the rocket ship ride. I hired this company to come. I don't know how it was a consulting firm, and I've totally forgot hiring them because it's only like $1,000 back then for them to come in and just do an inventory on your company and tell you where you're screwing up and where you're not and blah 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 blah. This girl comes in, I mean, butch. Comes walking. I was like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I'm here." She said, "You need to drop what you're doing because your test or whatever they called it, your screening or consulting is beginning right now." I was like, "I don't think so. You don't come in my office and talk to me like that." Is the best thing I ever did. Okay, but she broke me down, and she gave me this test. Okay, and I had to. You have to take it. Your employees have to take it. Your managers have to take it. Because what you find out at the end is, and my dad was the perfect example, okay, is that me and him used to fight like dogs every day. I was just like, why can't you just do it this way? It is a right-handed world. I know you're left-handed, but why can't you just do it this way? Okay? We took the test. She walked in and she goes, Mark, this is yours. This is your dad's. And she said, you live in the real world. Your dad lives in a fantasy world, okay? That's the problem. You have him doing the wrong job. He cannot be you. But what I found out is I thought he was stupid. I found out how smart he was. You see what I'm saying? I'll get y'all that. It was awesome. I ended up hugging this lady on the way out the door. I was like, no, come back here. You're staying for another couple days. So, but let's get back on. But what did you hear? What he said, that sometimes it scares him that he wants to scale his company because of the employees not running it like you would run it.
Yeah, I mean, especially him. I think he's a lot more picky than like me. So for guys like him,
well, especially if he puts his bags in there like that.
And I know vendors like that, and I work closely with them, and I know that when I do something, let's say I fill in for them or whatever, they're like, dude, why'd you do that? I'm like, oh, does it matter? You know, or people that have maybe acquired my locations that I think are fine. I think it's great. And they come in right behind me like the day they get them and start transitioning to their accounts, and I watch them and they start filling my machines that they just acquired from me, like their way. I'm like, do you think that really matters? They said, yeah. They say, yeah, it matters to them. I'm like, okay, there's no right or wrong way, but, you know, it would be difficult for a lot of people, you know, to have hey, why did you do that? Why did you do that? An employee like me would go, I quit. I can't deal with this. I can't deal. You tell me if I have the red bag and the blue bag, but it would be a problem.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that we're never going to change being like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to accept. You got to give it. You just got to give a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got to give a little bit. And that was the whole thing about what I was saying when I sold the company is if you just won't. I'm not saying I was a tyrant, but I just could not understand why you would just break something for no reason. You know what I mean? Or just not do it.
Yeah.
It drove me. But here's the thing. They're never going to be you. They don't want to be you. That's what my dad told me one day. He said, I don't want to be you. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why you're where you're at right now. It's because there's not very many of you out there.
Yeah, and I still have the bad habit of trying to wear all the hats because, like, that really hurt me making YouTube videos because, you know, I was planning the videos. I was directing them. I was editing the videos, which took days. I was making the thumbnails. Everything that went into making content, I was doing. Where, you know, 2-3 years ago, I could have hired a video editor to take over that, and I could focus on making more videos. But I've tried multiple different people, and just nobody did it the way I liked it, so I never stuck with it.
Yeah.
And it's another reason why I don't upload as often now.
Well, I'm not trying to sell you on anything, but we're going to do that here for people because it has to be done a certain way.
Yeah, it does, and
but we don't have to talk about it. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm trying to build a community here
mm-hmm.
to where people, not just like you, because you're already way up where people want to get. Okay, I'm talking about the people that are coming in now that don't know. They don't know how to do it. They don't have the time to do it. They don't have the money. We're going to do that here and make it affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they don't have the equipment, they can do it here. So, but do y'all want to? We got a couple more topics. Do y'all want to just roll through it?
Yeah,
we can. Yeah. Let's go ahead and give people his handle again.
Yeah.
If they just came on late, and they know where to get Jaime.
Both of y'all.
Go ahead.
Me first.
Let her rip, Jaime.
All right, you can find me on YouTube and YouTube and Instagram at Jaime Ibanez. On YouTube, you can just type in vending machine on the search bar, and my videos will come up. On Instagram, same thing, Jaime Ibanez, 2 Z's.
He has a little more followers than me, but I have a Facebook group that has 120,000 subs. Vending Marketplace on Facebook. Also have a vending group in Texas, Vending in Texas, and honestly, that is probably the best way to ping me and DM me. I'm very active through those groups in my DMs. So if anybody has any questions, Vending Marketplace on Facebook, Vending in Texas, and also buysellvending.com, where you can sell your route, sell your location, or buy locations and buy a vending machine route.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I've learned a bunch on this. So the other two topics we got are viability. You want to touch on that?
I think the viability is predicated on your volume and your machines and your willingness to grow, and understanding that it's not all just passive income. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
So that's what we hear is people.
It's funny because I see a lot of articles on social media and stuff, and it'll say like, this guy runs a vending machine business and only works like 3 hours a week or something, and I'm like,
whatever.
So funny. I've never really pushed out this industry as being passive income. I always tell people that just like any other business, it's gonna be hard. And still, people just don't understand. I mean, it can be easy. It can be pretty automated if you do it right. But for most beginners jumping into it, it's not going to be passive.
But what a great business, like Jaime talking to the young group, to start investing your money.
Yeah.
Instead of going to buy shoes and, certain things you're
some car games you can't afford.
I mean, you can go spend $800 at some vending machines that will make you $800 a month. Like, and you just got to do the work, but they're out there. There's situations where you can get in the game at a low entry level and start learning how let your money work for you.
Yeah, but I mean, now, I don't want to compare what I did. That's how I started my business. My first business was door to door, but my barrier to entry was I needed a truck and a little bit of tools, right? But it seems to be that they need to be talking to somebody like you. I wouldn't want to jump in the vending machine world without talking to either one of you. I mean, but I didn't know how big it was till I researched all of it this last week. I was like, man, this industry is massive.
Yeah, and it's always been massive. It just used to be really secretive back then. Like I was telling you back then when I started making videos about it, there was no videos about it. There was no information online on how to start a vending business. So, whenever I was starting to make those type of videos, I did get a little bit of like hate from the older vendors that have been doing it for 30, 40 years because I was bringing in more eyes into the industry and it was going to make more competition. So that's kind of something that happened.
Well, that's what I did in the concrete business, man. And I'm telling you, you do you. I'm just saying that there will all do they mess with you at all?
No, it was never anything.
Okay, because concrete, man, that you get a target on your back. I mean, you know what I mean. But this industry would be hard for what happened to us, like the squeeze. They're gonna have to buy you to get you out of the way. You know what I mean? Mine, they could have squeezed us on material, or inventory. So,
yeah, no, I'm hoping I never, like I said, hopefully I never sell because my goal truly is to probably be the biggest vending company here in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Well, I don't see why you can't, man. I'm telling. I've been super impressed. Just what you've gotten done at such a young age. I mean, and it sounds like it's in your blood and your family's blood and all that. But I mean, you understand the whole picture, and you get it. You get your message out so quick and so clear.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm having a hard time keeping. I'm trying to keep on the subjects, but you've got it all just wrapped up in one little tight circle, and that's awesome, dude. And people need to listen to you.
Yeah, I think what helps me also a lot is I guess like the end goal, because a lot of I have a business and I do it because I want to make money, but money is the end goal really is to just be able to take care of my family and that's it.
And have a steady revenue stream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
put in all the hard work now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not too like, I don't want to say the word greedy. I feel like it's a bad word, but I feel like I'll really find a comfortable spot one day and just be good.
That the only reason I brought that up about when I sold my company is, man, once you get where you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You forget how hard it was to start that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the blood, sweat, and tears that you put in at first, you forget it. Don't forget that, because that's what when they wave the money in front of your face, you're thinking, man, this is my payday.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is yeah, it happens. But I mean, how many years you been doing this? 5.
I'm still a little fish.
So you started when you were 18?
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. Yeah, don't ever forget that, because that's where I'm at right now at 45 years old. Now I had a hurricane do it to me. It wasn't like I did it on purpose. I sold the first time, and then I built it again. I got hit by a hurricane. I'll tell you that story later. But you look up now, I'm 45, and you're going to feel like this until you hit 35, and all of a sudden you're going to go, whoa, where did all this time go? Where your time went is building your business.
Yeah, and I feel like I've been able to realize that a little bit more the last few years, because and a lot of people that get older and spend their whole life working say that. A lot of people say that. So, I used to work, because this is not the only business that I've started. Started a couple other ones. The one I just told you, I just sold also. And the first like 2, 3, 4 years of starting businesses, I would work like 24/7. I'll probably sleep like 4 or 5 hours every single night. And it was like finally catching up to me. I wouldn't feel good. And I wasn't spending time with family. I would miss I missed a couple graduations from family members just because
Really?
I had to work, or I wanted to work, I should say.
I did the same thing, man.
Yeah, and important stuff like that. And I just started realizing they only graduate once. They're only gonna have this kid once, or whatever party they're gonna have once. So I've been truly just hanging out with family more recently, and realizing that should be the number one priority instead of a.
Yeah, but what you'll realize down the road is that they want you to be you. You know. I mean, don't. I'm not saying no. Family is number one.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: what happened to me is that's what happened. I turn around. I'm 35 years old. Okay. And now I still got to we started having kids a little bit later, to where I still had time to get, but I was like, whoa, I missed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't regret it. But at the same time, I think that you got a girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Are y'all getting married?
When does this come out?
Here pretty quick.
In a couple of days?
You don't have to say anything. But I'm just saying that the only piece of advice I could give on that is that women, okay, not talking about yours. I'm just talking in general and what happened with me. Is because what you're saying is 110% correct.
Right.
Okay, it's 110% correct. Is that's where the neglect. It wasn't that she minded, but that's where we just kind of started growing apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that will happen if you don't keep that focus that family is number one.
Mm-hmm.
God, family,
Yeah.
and work. I mean, that's the order, right?
Yeah.
So it's not wrong to think. I'm just saying that did happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is like all of a sudden you turn around, you look around, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it happens like this, dude. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Because your age right now, if I could go back to that again, I'd change so many things. So it's freaking awesome that you look at that and see that right now.
Yeah. Even the last 5 years when I started everything, the last 5 years went by pretty quick. It feels like just last month I was placing my first couple of vending machines. But yeah, no, time goes by really fast, and that's actually my biggest fear. And that's why I mentioned that.
Well, I'm 45 right now, and here's the thing: it time does go by fast, but starting over at 45 versus 22 or 23, 24, 25, it's a different feeling. You don't have that fire. I still have the fire in my belly. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like it was whenever I didn't have anything to lose. Now I've got all sorts of stuff to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've got kids. I've got stuff. They're all graduating. I've got one son that's 14. Mm-hmm. He races dirt bikes and all that kind of stuff. But I still have the fire in my belly. I don't have the fire in my belly to build what I built before ever again. So, and that's kind of the time frame, man. Mm-hmm. Once you get into your 40s, it's hard to redo something like that. Yeah. So that's why I'm so intrigued about y'all's industry, is because it's such a it's scalable, but it's like having a bunch of rent houses out there.
Yeah, it's scalable. And
rent houses that they can't really tear up unless they get the crowbar out, right?
Exactly. And you have it outside.
Yeah.
But after that, I haven't placed the machine outside. So that's probably the only issue I can really think of I've had, which is good.
Yeah, no, I'm intrigued, man. I can't wait to see what you do. Is he coming back in here? Yeah, because we're down to the last topic, and he needs to be in there for this one. Because you pretty much answered yours. It's exit strategy.
Okay. What is that? Exiting the business?
Exiting, selling, all that kind of stuff. But you do have to have an exit strategy on every business because, and then we'll get into that. But hey, we're on the last one right now. It's an exit strategy.
All right.
You had to go fill up some machines or what?
Hey, man, business called. So got a new install to do. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That's just real quick. That's actually a con I would say about the industry is the calls, because like there's times where like I love to travel. I'm going to Mexico tomorrow, and you know a lot of times when I'm out of the city or country, you know I can be somewhere and I'll get a call like, hey, this machine is not taking money or this machine is having issues. I'm like 3,000 miles away. You know I can't really do anything about it.
Right.
So that's probably one of the downsides. Starting out until you can really get people to help you out.
Will they, if you don't come fix it quick, are they hammering you?
No, because we'll let them know, like, hey, you know, we'll take care of it. But we just have to hope they don't say anything else again.
I give my locations a key while I'm gone.
Or
Here,
really?
if there's any problem, just fix it. I'm busy, you know, or just grab what you want. Because at
Yeah.
that point, my vacation is more
Toast.
important than your couple of honey buns you might take.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I worked all year for this. I'm going.
Yeah.
But
So the last topic is exit strategies.
yeah, so you know, Jaime doesn't. I don't think he's there yet.
No, he
you
said
know,
he doesn't want to. Well, at that age,
Yeah, I mean,
but
I
yeah,
say that now.
I got older, and the you know the money just kept compounding and compounding, which was great. And I just at some point I was like, okay, now I have the money to step back a little bit and enjoy my life, because for years it was just nonstop, sun up to sundown, filling machines, running around, service calls, you know, landing new accounts, talking to customers. It's all consuming. And then I got married and life changed, you know,
Yeah.
'cause I have to give something else attention. So I chose to start beginning my exit. So exiting the business, this is why I started the part of my business that I did, is that helping vendors get out of the business. So that's really kind of what I have been working on, is helping vendors like me that got to a point and said, I'm done. I want a life. I've made my money. I want to sell. So they would call me and I'd give them a fair market kind of evaluation where I think their business should be. And I usually have a pool of buyers that I work with throughout the year that are usually just waiting for that person to sell.
Yeah.
So I help the new buyer and the old buyer come together and kind of broker the deal to make sure it's fair on both sides.
Well, that's what we were talking about is, you know, you got married, and, you know, that's what I was telling him is that, dude, you wake up one day and you're 35 like
Yep.
that. And his point was that family is more, it's important. He's made that a priority. And I was like, dude, that is the best decision you can make.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us at that age, that's what I'm saying. He's got the business acumen up here that not people your age have. They don't have that because it's hard heads like me. They're like, I'll deal with that later, right? You know, I'm on my trail. I'm blazing my trail. Well, it can affect your relationships. It can affect your whole situation. So, but we already went through all that. We don't hit on that again. But do you have anything else on that? Exit strategies?
No. I mean, I feel like you hit all the points. But I totally understand what you were saying, because I mean, the business that I sold, I sold it because just couldn't do it no more. Competition and everything. But I guess if in that scenario, it would be a good idea to sell.
Yeah.
He'll call me when he's ready.
Yeah.
Might be 10 years, but
Yeah, no, I hammered on the whole thing. It was once you turn the water spigot off, it's off.
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
hard to get it back flowing again or your funnel full again.
I took 3 days off when I sold.
3 days off.
3 days.
I went crazy. I
was back at it.
Yeah, I went crazy.
Somebody called me and said, "Hey, can you help me sell mine?" I said, "Well, I guess so." So
Yeah, no, I went crazy too. I was stir crazy. I was like, "What? This is what I'm supposed to do?"
I mean, I feel like that's the reason why I wouldn't sell it, because I enjoy doing it. Because if I were to sell it for a lot of money, I would have to find something else
That's
to
true.
do, and I wouldn't know what else to do.
yeah,
My point exactly. Now that's why I'm doing this. I enjoy doing this. This is fun. But I started a couple other companies that I was like, I do not want to do this. I do not want to be back in the construction business ever again. I do not want to do it. I don't. So, but all right. So let me tell you my vending machine story, and then we'll cut it. Okay. So all of my concrete truck, it's like herding ants. Okay, they don't listen. They do whatever they want to do. They all smoke. They all eat in their truck. You'll get in there, there's chicken bones laying on the floor. I mean, it's just like, good God, man. But they're always stopping at Whataburger, the gas station, the blah, 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 blah. And my right-hand man, Boom, he said, man, you need to put some vending machines in here, and that'll stop that shit. And I was like, and I'll even make it affordable. You know what I mean? To me, I wasn't trying to make money off of it. Man, you were saying on one of your videos how Dr. Pepper's it's the favorite drink in Texas. We are in Texas. They used to knock on my. Okay, so I had one of the old school. I had a decent Coke machine or drink machine, whatever you call it. But I had one of those old spiral ones, like they're old, heavy as hell, But I didn't have credit cards on mine. Mine were the old school. I was just like, I just need something to put in there to where I can keep these guys here. And oh dear God, I went to Sam's and Costco, and I bought all the good stuff, dude. I mean, I bought the Texas size honey buns. I mean, I bought the king size Snicker bars, and you know what I mean, like stuff that would fill their belly. We sold cigarettes in there, but I'm talking, I sold the cigarettes at $10 a pack, just because you know how people are when they need some smokes. If they get caught pulling over, what we would do, here's how we fix this problem, is they go to the gas station, and we would hide behind the gas station, because there's one right down the road, for about 2 miles down the road. And we'd hide behind the gas station. If they stopped, we'd go jump in their truck and take off and leave them there. So, but at any rate, but my point is they lived out of those things. Like, they lived. I guarantee you I made 25 cents on the dollar, and I was cheap, dude. I was selling the Cokes or the canned drinks for like 65 cents back then. I don't know what they cost, or it may have been 75 cents. I don't know what it was. But they would knock on my secretary's door or my office door or any door. We're out of Dr. Pepper. And it's like, okay, we'll get to it. We had all the snacks stored back in another room. We're like, we'll get to it. And they're like, no, you don't understand. We're out of Dr. Pepper. And I'm like, dude, we will get it. No, you don't understand. We're out. And I'm like, so, I mean, I'd have guys come in, grab 2 honey buns, put a king-size Snickers in the middle, put it in the microwave, and that was their breakfast. They lived out of those things.
Yeah, and there's people that like truly rely on the vending machines every single day, and that's why you can have like no issues for like 6 months straight, but then like the day that the machine is not working, that's whenever like they get mad. They get mad at you, and you have to make sure the machines are working.
Especially if they're Red Bull,
make sure they're
Red Bull
full.
or Monster's out.
Yeah.
Don't ever mess with their Monster or Red Bull.
Oh, boy.
You done cut off their crack.
Yeah.
It's like me being out of coffee. It's like, this is...
So what are the big ones that you have to pay attention to? Monster and Red Bull?
Well, people... And Dr. Pepper, probably.
Yeah, I mean, all my machines are different, but the main ones, Dr. Pepper.
Like, people are freak
Monster.
out. If people will freak out, don't they freak out on the energy drinks? Like, I can't get my energy drink.
Yeah, I use...
That's what they were doing with Dr. Pepper at my place. I was like, man. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I use, like, those big glass front drink machines only.
That
So,
makes
like, I
good.
just put a lot of selections. I try not to run out of everything that they like.
Yeah.
If it's sold out, then I'll just add an extra selection.
Yeah. Oh, that was my point of that, is they were like, we are out of Dr. Pepper, and we need it full.
Yeah.
And how long is it going to take for them to get cold? And I'm like,
yeah.
Sorry. And, I mean, we had like half the machine dedicated to Dr. Pepper.
Which reminds me about how long, when you said how long is it going to take for it to get cold. Something funny that I remembered about is a lot of times when we go and fill up the machines,
Mm.
we have all the drinks on like big tote crates.
Mm.
And then we're filling up the drink machines and we're done filling it up. And then people want to come up and buy a drink. And I don't know why, but I guess people just expect for us the drinks that we bring, for them to be cold already. Because they, if they want to buy something that we don't have in the machine that's sold out, want to buy it right there and then. But we tell them like, hey, it's not cold, and they get confused, which I've always thought is funny.
Oh God, man, I'd get my hand down in there and I'd cut my hand. Mine were old.
Yeah.
It was over there off of 820 and Forest Hill Drive, that city vending or something.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, they were walking in. I was like, man, where'd you get all these hunkers, man? I was like, just give me something that works and it stays cold and reliable.
Yeah.
I saw that one video on yours about the myth of people shaking the machines to kind of get stuff to fall. They would get pissed, and I'd walk in and they'd be. I was like, God bless, man. That's why I got the old tank. I was like, I want something they can't push over, get pissed off, and kick the glass in or something. But any closing thoughts?
No, I'm good. I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for having me, and just to everyone out there that wants to start a business, good luck.
Well, now they need to contact you.
And watch this channel.
Yeah.
Watch this channel for entrepreneurs and a lot of stories, a lot of successful stories.
Yeah, no, I'd like to have you back. You're a very interesting guy, and definitely me and him have already talked about it. Me and Brandon Brooks, we've already talked about it. Is
handles one more time?
Yeah, we were definitely doing handles. Yeah. Hold on, I was just going to say that this is just the tip of the spear. Like, that's what's good about these things is next time we might hit on a little bit of this that we forgot to talk about, or that's what I'm saying. It never ends.
Yeah, I think if we ever do this again, I'd love to bring my girlfriend, because she was there from the very beginning.
Yeah, so I heard that on that one video.
Yeah, we've been together since high school, so she's been there the entire way, and she's helped out a lot.
Well, then you don't have to worry about what I just said. I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that because she's been with you every step of the way. She understands what's going on.
Yeah. And
the struggle.
Yeah, and it's been hard, but I tell a lot of people, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't because of her. Like, she has truly been side by side next to me the entire way.
Yeah.
So
congratulations on that, because that's hard to find.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think it's in y'all. Y'all just have more. I'm not saying America's lost some values. I'm just saying y'all's. I don't want to. Which brand are you?
Which brand?
Nationality.
Dr. Pepper. Oh,
Hispanic.
Yes, is it Hispanic?
Yeah.
I didn't want to say, because you said earlier. You said.
I'm going to Mexico.
No, what you said, you were. I can't remember what you said, but it was another name. Yeah. I was like, okay, well,
Hispanic, I'm Mexican, whatever.
Okay, you said another one. What is it? At any rate, doesn't matter. Y'all have better family values than a lot of the family values here are getting eroded. Y'all's the Mexican. Y'all are way more faithful and more loyal to your faith and family than. I mean, there's a lot of it here. Don't get me wrong, but that's something that's being stripped away in this country, and it's sad. So, yeah. No, they totally disregard what I said to him. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're going to be just fine. All right, so rock 'em up. What's the handles? Anything you want to pump? Either one of you? I mean, floor's yours. All I do is close out after this.
Just a real quick, Jaime Ibanez on Instagram, 2 Z's. Jaime Ibanez on YouTube. And
spell it for him, because it's
Jaime, Jaime, Ibanez, Ibanez. Everywhere on social media. And
you said 2 Z's, right?
On Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, but it should come up. I'm verified on Instagram and YouTube, so it should pop up. But yeah, if you guys are looking to start a vending machine business, I know mentorships aren't for everyone. I don't force that into everyone, but if you want extra help, reach out. I'll be happy to help. Yeah, that's it.
That's great. That's great. And I am Brandon Brooks. You can go to my Facebook group, Vending Marketplace on Facebook, or if you're in Texas, you can go to Vending in Texas. Brandon Brooks, you can send me a DM there. If you're wanting to learn about the business or you want to scale your business or sell your business, then you can contact me through there. My website is buysellvending.com.
Okay, and we'll pump those on there. Like we'll show them. So, all right, that was a good one, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, it's an honor, man. This. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. All right, everybody, like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia. JoinTheMen'sClub.com, TheMostMen.com, info@TheMostMen.com, and come on to Rumble. Visit us on Rumble. We're not censoring anybody over there. All right, y'all have a good day.
Peace out.